Welcome to Zscaler Pulse, a monthly podcast brought to you by the Zenith Community team that is aimed at empowering our audience to better understand Zscaler products, the Zenith Community, and the Zero Trust industry. We'll go over some updates around the Zenith Community, discuss advancements with Zscaler products, and highlight some key industry trends, news each month. Hi, I'm Ben Garrison, technical moderator and knowledge manager for the Zenith Community here at Zscaler, and I am joined by Vinitha Cotton, community lead here at Zscaler. We have a couple of special guests on the show, and we are excited to talk to them. First up, we have Isabel Yang. She is a product marketing launch specialist here at Zscaler, and she's going to talk to us about some exciting Zenith Live breakout sessions that attendees of the conference will have access to. Also, we'll be joined by some of our Zenith community influencers and customers. And then we'll wrap things up with some exciting community updates as well as some cybersecurity news. Now, I do want to call out that we did have to record some of these sessions separately due to scheduling, especially with one of our influencers. But we're trying to make things move as smooth as possible on the podcast for you. So, hey, Isabel, how are things going?
Things are going great, Ben, and I'm super excited to be able to be on the show today and to talk to you and Vinitha. I guess you guys caught me on my favorite day of the week, Friday, so there's a little extra pep in my step. But I'm super excited to be able to talk to you guys a little bit more about Zenith Live breakouts today.
And it's Cinco de Mayo.
I know.
Exactly. It is
the day of the year.
So really at the end of all this, we've got margaritas and tacos just waiting to go.
Exactly.
Is that how we celebrate? Is that how we're going to do it today?
Yeah, especially since I'm down here located in San Diego. So, I'm really feeling that Cinco de Mayo spirit.
Okay. So Zenith Live is happening next month, June, 12th through the 15th?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. Whew, that was long. I did that on the spot. Can you believe I remembered all that?
I know.
And Zenith Live, maybe Vinitha, maybe you could tell us a little bit more about what Zenith Live really is.
So it is the most coveted cybersecurity event of the year. And it is the signature event of Zscaler. And it invites cybersecurity enthusiasts and our customers and our partners, and to a great extent, our prospects into this amazing 3-day event. I think it's 3 days because I know we start with training, we end with training, and then we have 2 days of events in between. Mm-hmm. And it is a phenomenal opportunity, especially post-COVID, where everybody has been stuck in their home offices and they've been stuck not having these water cooler conversations with their coworkers. It's a phenomenal opportunity for them to come out and meet over 1,000 people who have the same mindset as them, and they learn about the latest trends in the industry. And of course, everything that's groundbreaking with respect to what Zscaler has to offer. Right? Yep. And I'm sure when Isabel goes into the breakout sessions, you will notice that we have planned an incredible amount of content for our customers and partners. And it's impactful content. And, we're not talking at people. We're actually giving them information about how it impacts them for their unique use cases. What is it that, how can they up their game when it comes to their security profile? Mm-hmm. So it's a must visit event.
Must visit. And you'll hear later in the podcast, we talked to Manuel Bach. Now, we've already talked to Manuel. I was thinking, should I try to hide the fact that we recorded these sessions at different times and try to blend them together? And I realized that's probably going to be impossible. So full transparency, I've already talked to Manuel. So I'm ahead of you. I know more than you, but we talked a little about Zenith Live and his experiences. And so really, really fun conversation. But Vinitha, you had mentioned the breakouts, and that's why Isabel is here. What are these breakout sessions that are happening at Zenith Live?
Yeah, of course. So at a very high level, these breakouts are essentially 45-minute educational sessions that are presented by a combination of Zscaler employees, our customers, and partners that we've designed to be interspersed between our main stage keynote sessions that take place in the mornings and afternoons. So I guess essentially the idea is if you hear something that interests you in those keynote sessions, something that you're like, I have no idea what that is, that sounds so cool, you can go ahead and find a corresponding session to dig deeper into that topic.
Okay, so like if you're going to the event, if you're going to Zenith Live, which by the way, if you want to register for Zenith Live, there's going to be a link in the description of the video. You can go on to the website and register. You can also find links all over the community. So it's not a secret how to register. If you can't find it, let us know. I don't know why Vanitha is pointing right now.
Last time we recorded anything, he was like, point at the.
Yeah, but this is a podcast.
I don't know.
They can't see your face.
One.
Anyway, so how do they go about going to the breakouts? Is it just as if they're attendees, they already have access to the breakouts, so they have to register ahead of time for these breakouts? Is that still TBD?
So when you register a little bit closer to the event, there should be a agenda builder option that's available. So obviously, even though I know so many of you guys may want to go to all the 64 sessions we have, that's probably not possible. So you're going to be able to pick and choose which sessions you want to be a part of.
64 sessions over the course of 3 days?
Exactly.
Madness.
So for Zenith Live Las Vegas, we'll have 64, and for the Berlin location, we'll have 42. But still, anything above 40, that's a lot of sessions to me.
Absolute madness. What kind of sessions? What kind of sessions do we have that they can choose from?
Yeah, so across our breakout sessions, we have 7 tracks for both Zenith Live Las Vegas and Berlin. I can talk just a little bit about each, but you know what I'm going to say. The best way to find out more is, if you're interested, is to come to Zenith Live yourself and do a deep dive on any of these topics that might interest you. So first off, I could start off with implementing Zero Trust. So this is a track that covers our platform most broadly. So if you've heard about Zero Trust and you want to learn how to implement Zero Trust to secure your users, your data, your applications, or to securely accelerate your digital transformation, all while reducing costs, this is the track for you.
Hey, you know what? Nice foreshadowing, right? So we've got the Zscaler for User certification. We just did a video on how Zscaler can save you money. So the implementing Zero Trust breakout session is totally in line with all that. So if you're following along with the community content that's going out, that content directly correlates to that breakout session. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No problem at all, because I have a feeling that the rest of the tracks that I'm going to talk about are some things that you're going to have already covered and heard about on the community, so that's perfect. Second off, we have Stop Cyberattacks. This is our track for our network ops, our security architects, etc. I'm going to say that this track is our most technical. It has the most deep dive. So if you're interested in that, then this is the track for you. We have Protect Data. So as the name implies, this is a track for data protection, where you can discover how Zscaler's data protection capabilities can really prevent and provide constant protection against data loss. We have Zero Trust App Access. This is the track for learning how to securely connect your users to applications from anywhere and at any time. And I'm sure, as you guys know, that's especially pertinent in our current hybrid workforce environment. So there's definitely a lot to take away from that track. We also have a track for optimized digital experiences. This is the track for all the IT teams out there, so you can learn more about how Zscaler can help you monitor end-to-end and efficiently meet the demands of what can sometimes feel like endless help desk tickets. We also have one for Zero Trust Connectivity. This is the one you're going to learn about how to extend Zero Trust to your entire organization, whether it's through IoT, OT, workloads, and branch offices, and really going beyond just the users. Our final track is CNAP for secure workloads. This is for our DevOps, SecOps, etc., where you can learn best practices about securing your cloud workloads.
Wow. So seven tracks. If I was counting properly there. I also have my cheat sheet, so I'm not really fooling anybody. So 7 tracks. And you've got a couple of different levels, I'm assuming, or is it like one size fits all?
Yeah, exactly. So we really want to make sure that these breakout sessions can be almost like a curriculum you can tailor yourself. So if you're a complete beginner, have no idea what CNAPP is, for example, you can go to one of our 101 foundation sessions. This is our most beginner-friendly level sessions. We have a 201, which is a step above. That's more intermediate. So you know a little bit about something, but you want to learn more. And then finally, we have a 301 deep dive. Aside from these 101, 201, 301s, we also have best practices sessions. These are for customers that have Zscaler products and, they just want to learn more about how you can best use them and solve their real world problems. We also have innovations. These are the ones that are going to be really tied to our keynote sessions, which cover new Zscaler capabilities and products that we're working on across our entire platform. Finally, we have integration sessions. So these are our sessions that tie together with our partners to demonstrate how our products and solutions work in tandem with our extensive partner ecosystem. So my point is, with all of that, is there's something for everyone. Whatever level, we got it for you.
Yeah, I think what we can do is also get some of this stuff, these different breakout sessions on the Zenith community, a little bit more information about these breakouts. I know we just kind of landed on some of the curriculum and the stuff that's going to be in there. So we can get more of this stuff on there. We do have on our YouTube as well as on the community, we've already posted some videos around this, around some of the talking points. So be sure to check those out as well. We have an entire Zenith Live 2023 event page on the community. So that's going to be awesome. Super excited about the breakout sessions. I'm kind of jealous because I don't know if I'll be able to attend any of the breakout sessions. I'll be there, but I'll be with my pom-poms on, just
Maybe
cheering for Zenith Community.
Some of the breakout sessions with your pom-poms in the back.
Yeah, I'll just walk in there with my pom-poms and say, Zenith Community, give me a Z. I'll do a whole dance.
Exactly. You'll steal the show at all these breakout sessions.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, quick question, Isabel. Are there corresponding training sessions to the breakout segments?
Yeah, so there definitely is. The way that we design a lot of the Zenith Live content is that we form it around different solution areas.
Yeah.
So let's say you're interested in training and certifications for Zero Trust. Well, we have that. And then we also have our breakout track on implementing Zero Trust. So you're going to see a lot of these things fall into line, and that's obviously on purpose. So we can make sure that you can have a very holistic view and training of whatever you want to learn about cybersecurity.
That's perfect. That's really exciting.
Exactly.
I think we should also have, Vinitha, what do you think? I think we should also have a place on the community for people to have conversations about these different types of tracks, right? And so as they're learning or as they're going through the sessions, having a place for them to be able to ask questions and have other people just kind of share their experiences. I think that'd be really cool. If we can get that going. I say that to you, knowing that it's me that's going to be the one setting it all up, but
yes, I can make it happen, Ben.
Open mouth, insert foot. Okay, all right.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Right. Great. There I go. Open my big mouth again. Well, hey, was there anything else you wanted to touch on, Isabel, or did that cover all the breakout session stuff?
I think the one closing statement I have about breakouts is that they are a really unique opportunity for you to tailor your Zenith Live experience. Mm-hmm. There's so much information available, so it's really nice to have all these options to explore what your interests are and to find these variety of sessions that can help bring back that value to your role, to your team, to your organization, and beyond. So again, super excited and hope to see you guys there.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Isabel, for taking the time to, talk about the breakout sessions and communicating what people can experience. Look forward to seeing hopefully those breakout sessions in person. And you know what, if you're going to be in attendance there as well, I know things are still in flux, but I look forward to meeting you in person because I know we haven't met in person. And so thanks. Thank
you guys so much for having me on today.
Thank you, Isabel. Really appreciated. Hey, by the way, I don't think we've shared the registration URL. So it's reg.zenithlive.com.
Yeah.
For anyone wanting to attend the event, please register. Spaces are limited. So it is regreg.zenithlive.com. zenithlive.com.
And we'll have all that information in the description of this video and or podcast. I'm pointing, even though if you're listening to me, you can't see it, just know that it's happening. There'll be a video later, I'm sure. So yeah, so now let's go ahead and just make a quick little segue. We're going to talk to some of our influencers. I think next up we have Manuel Bach, who has was in attendance of Zenith Live last year in EMEA in Germany, and he will be also attending this year. Manuel, thanks for joining us on our podcast. This is a new podcast, and this is our second episode, and I'm super happy to get some influencers from the community in here right away. You've been a long-standing community member. You've been with us since I believe July of 2019. Have you had any fun mountain biking excursions recently?
Not yet. First of all, thanks for the invitation, and yes, I really was looking forward to the conversation today. And no, if you ask mountain biking, not yet. I'm still trying to get in a better shape. The last month were a little bit. How to say, too much sweets, and so I try to get in shape. Let's keep it that way. And in about 2 months, there will be a tour through the Alps, and we will see.
Oh, cool. That sounds amazing. Honestly, Manuel, round is a shape. I'm just.
It is a shape.
It is a shape, yes.
It's the most perfect of shapes.
Yeah. Indeed.
So, but thanks so much for coming and hanging out, and I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you. I know you attended Zenith Live last year in EMEA, and we just wanted to, kind of get your take on what your experience was like last year, and if you're attending this year, and if so, what are you hoping to gain from that? So, I know Vinitha, you were also, but you didn't go to EMEA last year, right? You were just
I was down with COVID.
You were down with COVID. That's right. Yeah.
We didn't make EMEA last year.
So it'd be nice. I think you're going to be in Germany this year, though, right, Vinitha?
Yes.
So maybe you two will be able to finally meet in person. That'd be amazing.
Oh my gosh, and enjoy some Bavarian beer together.
Yeah, we will see if there is Bavarian beer in Berlin. Maybe I bring some with me, and we can share some bottles. We will see. If you ask about experience, the last time I think there was. Last year it was no Zenith Live. It was a kind of a road show, to be more, And to be honest, I missed the larger events, and especially the possibility to talk with you guys and with the technical guys, and it was very, how to say. Let me see. It was tightly timed. Yes.
Very structured. Very agendaized.
Yeah, exactly. And there were no real possibility to talk with the various people here, and I'm looking forward to Berlin as a larger event and with more people. And as far as I know, many of my colleagues will attend Zenith Live this year in Berlin, and we will see. And especially, it's a very nice city, and
I've never been to Berlin, so I don't know. I can't confirm. So
you should visit Berlin.
Vinitha knows this about me, and I'm going to share this with the world. I don't like traveling. I really don't I don't like traveling. I don't like flying. I don't like any of that stuff. So the fact that I'll be in Vegas in June is a miracle for me. So
I
Okay.
know. But here's the thing. I mean, you have traveled quite a bit during your forces days. I mean,
oh yeah,
Manuel. So Ben is I was going to say veterinarian, but that's not right. He
that's
is
not the same thing.
he is an acclaimed veteran, and obviously, that means a lot to me personally. I come from a forces family myself, so Ben
Mhm.
has done his fair share of traveling in his
Mhm.
life, and right now he doesn't want to travel, but I'm dragging him to Vegas for Zenith Live this year.
Okay. I
I'm
see. Yeah.
I'm just good in my hole right here.
Yeah. Okay.
I got my hole. I'll live here. So,
Yeah,
so Manuel, I mean, I know last year, you said it was very structured, very,
Yeah.
very to
That's
the point. I think this year is going to be a little bit different. What are kind of your beneath, and maybe you can share a little bit about what we have going on from a
oh yeah.
Zenith community booth in Germany. But before we do that, Manuel, maybe you can talk about what is the value of going to Zenith Live, and what would you like to get out of it this year?
Oh, that's a very good question. The most, for me, most valuable thing will be, of course, it was the last times I visited Zenith in London and in Lisbon, and it was talking with people and seeing people in person. That's crucial for me, and because yeah, I'm a little bit how to say not annoyed with all the video conferencing and remote working, and I'm also a little bit annoyed by home office. It's very popular over here, and I'm missing the possibilities and the chances to talk with people in person and see their faces and drink a beer and have some lunch or enjoy the oh, now a word is missing.
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
No, let me. You can cut it out later.
Oh no, we're not going to cut this out.
We're
This
not
is
going to cut it
great.
out.
This is perfect.
This is real.
Okay, let me see. Delicatessen, it's called. Delicious food or
Delicious food. Yeah.
whatever you call it. And yeah, I think we have also some technical, or not the real technical issues, but some questions we would like to discuss with technical people from your side. And of course, as one of my influencer community members also said about the swag, which will
Yes.
hopefully be available.
Yes.
And everyone likes swag, and we'll see.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny you said, you miss being in the office. And I think to myself every now and then, I would like to also go to an office. Sometimes being in my hole is not that fun. But then I remember that almost every morning, Benitha texts me at 8:00 in the morning, which is like 5:00 in her time. And I'm like, no way would I ever want a text message at 5 a.m. from Benitha. I would probably, I love this 3-hour difference, because please do not text me at 5 a.m.
That is so funny. It's true, It's so just talking of the I'm going to try and say that word, and I'm going to say it all wrong. Delicious food. Tell you what, Ben really likes conference food.
Oh, I love conference food. I love it. That's a hot take. I know everyone is going to be like, oh my gosh, conference. To me, conference food is delicious. You wake up, think about it, right? You wake up from your hotel room, and you don't have to make your bed. You just leave, and you come back and it's cleaned for you. It's amazing. You go downstairs, you walk downstairs or wherever it is, and you go to the conference, and you get this plate of food, this egregious amount of food that you would probably not eat at home anyway. Then you sit down, you have your coffee and your juice and your water. You don't have that at home. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's the best. So
now you know how I got him to Vegas. I promised him excellent conference food.
I'm a very simple person, apparently. So speaking of conference, Vinitha, I mean, with being in Berlin, I know last year it was kind of, it was just a little bit smaller venue, right? This year is going to be a little bit bigger. I know this year we actually have a full booth. Maybe you can talk a little bit about whatever we can share. We don't want to spill too many beans, but whatever you can share about what we're going to be doing from a community booth perspective in Germany.
Absolutely. Excited to. I can speak all day. However, so Manuel, this time we are having a dedicated community booth experience, and it is going to be right by the expo hall. And what's cool is we're going to call it the community coffee and pastry experience. I don't think you use the word pastry. Let me try and use that word. Berliner Pfannkuchen.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So we're going to actually serve that with 5 different types of coffee with an award-winning barista, and then there's going to be a display, and users and the conference members will be able to come and engage with all of these displays. There are activities there. There's a registration desk. I think I'm most excited about meeting everybody. To your point, in this post-COVID world, everybody is kind of just locked in and not meeting any, we miss the water cooler conversations. You go to the office, you speak to people. I think conferences really allow for that experience. Yeah. And so I'm super excited that we're going to be meeting so many people across the globe during Zenith Live. And of course, 2 highlights. Number one, is, and this is actually more of a request to you, Manuel, is to come and spend some time with us at the booth.
Absolutely.
You are a very respected trailblazer influencer on Zenith Community. You worked really hard to get to that coveted spot. And A, we want to catch up with you on how things have been. B is other people can learn from you on how they can engage, in the community, and hear from you on what motivates you to help people of the community. So that's part 1. And part 2, super important. This year we are putting a lot of focus on the Zscaler for Users certification. And so our VP of Enablement, Pramit, is actually going to be spending some time at the community booth speaking to people about this hot new certification, which is really going to be amazing for the industry. So that's just a couple highlights.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk more about that on the community, and then and amplify the Zscaler for Users course and certification is going to be a lot of fun to see people getting those certifications.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to this. But Vanita, do me a favor. I'm from Bavaria, and it's not called Berliner Pfannkuchen.
Okay. What's it called?
It's called Krapfen. But that's only for Bavaria, that's some specialities you have to.
Did you say Krapfen?
Krapfen.
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 Yeah, exactly. Ben had it. Yeah, so
nailed it. I didn't have the accent, but I had this. I had the word. I had the sounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have that.
We're gonna have whatever that is. We're gonna have it. Love that.
Yeah, lots of that.
Lots of that.
Yeah. Sorry. Super important point. We're sponsoring happy hour. So we've got happy hour carts when everybody's getting ready to go to the party. Whatever beverage you choose, be it wine or beer or whatever, look for our logo on the cups, because we are excited. We want to be a part of happy hour. Ben and I love happy hours, so that's
okay.
I think Vanita likes it more than I do. I want to go take a nap at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I want to take a nap.
That might be true.
Well, Manuel, real quick, I know you have a short time. Do you have some time? Because one segment that we want to do is what's called the IT news industry. And so we just take a couple of articles. I have 3 articles that happened this recently, and I'd like to talk about them and kind of get your take on it and kind of get, your insights from a technical perspective. Does that sound like a good thing to do? You have time for that?
Absolutely. If I can assist here, and let's see.
Okay, perfect. We would normally play some music, right? But we're not going to do that right now. So
yeah, that's absolutely okay.
So I'm actually only going to do so back in April, so April 13th, there was an article on Dark Reading that said the majority of U.S. IT pros were told to keep quiet about data breaches, which was a very interesting article that came to that popped up on my feed. So while an increasingly number of regulations have made the reporting of data breaches mandatory, a majority of IT professionals in the United States say they have been told to keep quiet about an incident potentially running afoul legal requirements. In a survey released last week, so this was early May, 42% of the more than 400 IT and security professionals surveyed, and 71% of those in the United States maintain that they have been instructed to keep a data breach confidential when they knew the incident should be reported. 3 in 10 of those surveyed have I can't even say that word, acquiesced and not reported the breach, according to the 2023 cybersecurity assessment report published by the cybersecurity firm Bitdefender. So what do you think about that? Like, I understand there's a lot of pressures, right, from organizations to say, yeah, we got breach. This might not be a big impact, or maybe hold off for a little while until end of quarter or before this, or whatever the case is. That the timing of the reporting I know is important, but what is your take? Do you think IT pros should immediately report whenever there's a breach, or should they pause, or should they play the right time game to figure out when the right time to report it is?
Difficult question. There are, because it depends. It depends.
It
yes.
depends. It depends. Okay, great. Moving on.
We have some quite strict legal things over here, GDPR.
Yep.
And if you do not report data breaches, relevant data breaches with here in Germany, it's called personenbezogene Daten. It's means data which where you can identify persons.
PII.
Or yeah, exactly. And if you have a data breach where such data is compromised or how to say, not published, but let's see, exposed. Yeah,
Exposed.
thanks.
There you go.
To some third parties, you're a good advised to report it quite fast, because from my point of view, the larger the company is which is affected, the faster the communication is going around in security circles, and you can't keep that under the carpet for too long. And
I think a lot of the pressure also is that some of the organizations that might be in that pressure, right, where these IT professionals are saying that, I think a lot of them, they probably have some pressure to first do a lot of discovery, right, to figure out what happened. And of course, it doesn't want to look like mud on their face when someone says, well, how is this possible? And they go, well, we didn't have the right security in place, right? Or we didn't have this. So they might want to be pausing to, mitigate or to put in the response measures and then say, yes, we had this breach and this is what we've done, and whatever the case might be. But I think it's interesting to hear that IT pros are pausing and not reporting when I think they probably should be reporting in a timely manner. Right. But that's a good segue to the next article, which kind of connects to this one, right? I thought this was funny because, whatever your opinions are of this or not, I thought it was interesting. But according to VentureBeat, this article just came out 2 days ago. They wrote an article about 10 ways that ChatGPT and generative AI can strengthen zero trust.
Ah.
Right?
Okay.
So here we go. So the potential for generative AI to increase the learning efficacy of threat analysts, experienced threat hunters, and security operations center staff is compelling motivation for cybersecurity providers to adopt tools like ChatGPT. Sorry. Ongoing learning needs to be ingrained into enterprises' threats defenses that they can react by reflex, relying on muscle memory to adapt, react, and kill a breach attempt before it starts. So what they were saying, and just real quick, according to the report, some of the ways in which generative AI can help strengthen core areas of zero trust as it's defined in the NIST 800-207 standard. The first one is the ability to unifying and learning from threat and analysts and incident response at an enterprise level. Right. This helps with consolidating threat and analysts and incident response across the infrastructure. So more timely in that way. Identifying identity-driven internal and external breach attempts faster with continuous monitoring, which helps with identifying identities, activity, and consistencies with previous activities. So we're talking like behavior type models, right, of how users access things. And then you have solving the security challenge of managing and protecting endpoints and identities. So attackers, they search for gaps between endpoint security and identity management, and generative AI as well as ChatGPT can help solve this problem by giving threat hunters intelligence they need to which employees might possibly be at risk of a breach. So they're kind of connected, right? So if we had better security solutions in place, might solve the first article. But what are your thoughts on ChatGPT and generative AI and when it comes to a zero trust use case?
Okay. So in general, ChatGPT or the AI topics discussed right now are kind of a hype train for me, at least. And you had, you already correctly said many times if and had and can. We will see. Right now, I think it's too early to solely focus on AI as an let's see. That's a difficult word. Let's see. Some kind of salvation or savior for IT security.
Right.
Because we're talking about the last 2 months exactly, where ChatGPT or all these AI tools were a little bit, hyped over the internet, and I think we need some more time to understand a little bit better how AI really can assist or help IT security. For right now, it's just a very
trust but verify. I would say don't trust, verify everything.
It's interesting that you say that, Manuel. I'm with you there that we are really in the nascent stages of ChatGPT and AI. What we're seeing right now is the tip of the iceberg, really. There is a lot more. We don't know more than we know, However, when you think about going from a reactive model to a proactive model to a predictive model, I think that's where we're going to see ChatGPT and AI really bring in the kind of focus and the kind of punch that we're looking for. And you can have the fastest, best car on the road. If you don't know how to drive it and you don't know how to navigate lanes and through traffic, it's pointless having the fastest car. And I think that's how we are with ChatGPT right now. We are having fun with it. We are having it, write haikus and poems, but we haven't really put it to its real use case. And I think when we start doing that, especially with cybersecurity, that's when we're going to find out that it is an incredible resource if used correctly.
Yeah, but as all these tools, they depend on data, on the existing data. And I had a talk a few days ago with a colleague of mine about the SIEM solutions or whatever you call it. And they just right now a bunch of data and I'm quite sure AI can help here to bring a little bit or to shed some light on connectivities of the data or way better than the tools are able to do right now. So, and right now you have to write KQL statements to aggregate your logs or to filter your logs or use some advanced tools within, for example, SIEM tools of some quite big companies. I will not say any names, but
that makes me think of two things. You know, if we rewind a couple of years ago, right, and next gen or behavior-based antivirus or endpoint security, huge thing, right? Like, you know, instead of doing a signature-based recognition of malware, we're looking at behaviors of malware, and we're saying, hey, does this application, does this program do these certain behaviors? And if so, we're going to raise a flag. And we know, being in the IT world, how many false positives that popped up when it first started becoming a thing, with all of the different behavior type stuff and the way that applications are actually running on the back end. And then my second point to that would be, you know, yes, I think ChatGPT, I think generative AI is fantastic. And to Vinitha's point, we're just barely scratching the surface on what it's capable of doing. That's also good and bad, right? Because we're just scratching the surface of what we can use it for good.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
People are also just scratching the surface of what they could be using it for bad. Right. And so that's the scary part. It's like, okay, well, now if me as an organization, I can learn how to protect myself faster because I have this AI that's learning behaviors in the organization. Well, that means that would-be attackers are also learning faster on how to attack organizations based off of behaviors.
Absolutely. I'm just waiting for some AI kiddies, you know, because we had a long time, we had this famous script kiddies, and I'm just waiting for some AI kiddies to pop up, and we will see.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be an interesting thing, though. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this develops over the next months and years.
So my last article is more of an update from last podcast. So the last show, we talked about a Mac malware that was stealing iCloud keychain passwords. And that was on a Tom's Guide article, and I'll make sure that the link is, you know, provided for that one. But then on Fox News reported in a recent article that they had some more updates on that, right? So if you missed the last podcast, again, well, shame on you. You should go back and watch it. But we discussed.
I watched it, but I don't remember every word. And
I'm kidding. It was towards the end, and the viewer retention went down. Anyway, so well, we did discuss the Mac Stealer malware. So now we're learning that the full name of this is the Atomic Mac OS Stealer, or quote unquote AMOS. So according to the report, AMOS malware was found on a Telegram app channel being sold to hackers looking to wreak havoc. This malware's main purpose is to infiltrate your device and obtain confidential data such as your keychain passwords, complete system information, files from your desktop and documents folder, and your Mac OS password. So basically like everything. This malware does have the ability to infiltrate popular browser apps such as Chrome and Firefox. Even more scary than that is they can do it quietly, extracting sensitive information like autofill data, passwords, cookies, and even credit card information. So this program, which was spread through a DMG file, was purchased on Telegram for about $1,000. And here's the cool part, not the cool part. I don't want to say cool part, but this is the interesting part. So this piece of malware, let's think about this feature parity for a second, right? When you buy this thing for $1,000, it comes with a web interface that simplifies the management of malware targets, as well as tools to guess private keys, brute force So that way you can, it has a management tool that you can act like an IT person would have a dashboard with all of
Oh my God.
yeah, it's like a whole thing. So once that DMG is open, the software will display a fake prompt that looks like it's part of the computer system. It can ask for permissions, obviously, because it's an Apple, so it's going to ask for permissions. Once installed, it goes right to business quickly and starting to gather private data and sending it to a faraway server. So it's really mean and very vicious. But obviously, this is not anything new. This is the mitigating steps for this isn't earth shattering, right? Literally, be careful what you download.
Okay.
Double check the source. Get it from the App Store. Avoid clicking unknown links and emails.
Yeah.
Before you click a link, make sure that it's, coming from a legitimate source. Update your devices, your operating systems, and your applications, and keep everything basically just up to date, since Apple is always making updates with their software. So again, this isn't like a thing that anybody needs to panic about. Just make sure your stuff is updated and just use common sense, security practices.
Just don't be a moron. That's what you're saying.
just don't do the things that don't do the things that get you the things like malware. That's all.
Yeah. You realize we're keeping Manuel from VDT, valuable drinking time.
Oh.
No. No worries.
No worries. I mean, that is the end of all the articles, though. But I do appreciate Manuel's commentary on that. And anything to say about this last update with the Mac, the Amos?
Oh, not really, because to be honest, I don't care about macOS as a business device, at least not here in our company. And but basically, all the things you said, I try to tell my wife and my kids. They make heavily use of Apple products, and keep your eyes open. And you should be quite safe if you keep some standard security procedures in mind. But that's would be a lengthy discussion, because we all grew up with IT and IT security. I had so many discussions in the evenings with colleagues here, and because we use IT in a way maybe the majority of the younger generations don't know. The internet ends on the other side of your iPhone.
Yeah.
Where the internet ends, and
right.
that's basically. I don't want to. Was heißt neidrig? No, let me see. No, that's one more thing you have to cut out later on.
Staying in there. It's staying in there.
Okay.
If only you had Chat GPT, Manuel, to translate for you.
Yeah. I could talk in German, and it will be translated directly to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And no, I don't want to offend, when I said the younger generations, but there are so many, we are a generation who moves a little bit, for my opinion, we move a little bit slowly, or take a little bit more care what we do. There are so many people, I just click, and that's a tool I can download anywhere, any download portals or whatever. And many people today don't think.
So true.
And
I watched my daughter on the iPad the other day, and she was playing a video game, and the little ad for her game popped up, and she just clicked it. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, exactly.
You know why that is? Right? I mean, our generation, and yes, Ben, I'm kind of putting you in our generation here. We are what we call digital immigrants.
Yeah, exactly.
We walked into this era. Our children, the little ones, they are digital natives. They're born in. And so they tend to trust easier, but they haven't seen the transitions we have seen. So
what you're saying is that this generation is Bane and we're Batman. And if you got the reference,
Yes.
Oh, good one.
you think you know digital? I was born in the digital.
They were. They're natives. You know, these are
Yeah,
some
but
tough words.
it's really true, because the problem is there are so many channels where the younger generation, my son is using Discord, he's using Teams, he's using Zoom, he's using what TikTok, I think TikTok will be prohibited some
In some
day.
capacity.
Yeah.
But it's quite popular over here, and all these tools. And as you said, he gets a link on Discord. Yeah, of course he clicks on that link because he doesn't expect something bad to happen.
Right.
But I try to get some used to password safes and to general security behavior. But I can do that because I'm in the business and a long time, and I have some basic approach how to do things. But not everyone is able to do that.
Yeah,
that's so true.
Well, thanks so much, Manuel. I know we are over time, but it was so awesome talking to you about it. So, definitely would love to have you back on, and look forward to hearing about your experience at Zenith Live this year. So
yeah, and I'm super looking forward to meeting with you, having a couple cocktails, and talking community. So can't wait.
Video.
All right. So again, thank you so much, Manuel. Now, just switching over real quick, switching gears, Vinitha with a quick community update. What do you got?
All right, a lot. However, let's stop and talk. So this is our second podcast, right, Ben?
Yeah.
The first podcast was an absolute rave. I mean, I'm talking tens of thousands of impressions on social media. If you haven't already checked it out, check it out. It's on, this is how you get to it. You go to the Zscaler YouTube channel, you look for the community playlist, and you look for What is ZDX, introducing Zscaler Pulse, a Zenith Community podcast for March. Or you can just come to our community. It's right there, right?
Yeah. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, Vinitha, hold up your left hand and go like this.
My left hand. Oh, yes.
And then in the corner, we'll have a card right here. I can't see your hand, but I'm gonna assume that I can see it. So yeah, we're gonna have a card right there to go to that podcast. So go check it out. There you go. Thanks,
beautiful. Vinitha. There you go. Podcast right where Vinitha's finger is, right here.
Yep.
Fantastic. So I know that we've been really talking heavily about ZDX, but what's cool about this podcast is we've got two subject matter experts from our from Zscaler product management, and they are giving updates and extremely on an extremely deep technical level. And so if you haven't already checked it out, we would highly recommend it, right? So that leads me to our top viewed topic of the month on Zenith Community. Guess what? It was Welcome to ZDX with Rohit. No surprises there. Over 10,000 impressions on social media and on our community. I mean, it's just fantastic how people are lapping up this information. It's great information. So, anything that you want to add, Ben? Because after this, I want to pivot. Real.
No. Keep the good vibes rolling. Is that how the song goes? Keep the good vibes rolling.
Alrighty. So going to speak about something without spoilers, and that is about our upcoming community migration. Yes, we are going to be migrating to the Salesforce Experience Cloud. Now, our date of our go live is towards the end of May. And it's going to be a phenomenal enhancement in user experience. Just a same community with more information, with more people in it, and in a whole new look and feel that is going to be a great user experience. You'll be able to find information faster and easier. The information is categorized differently, thanks to Ben here, who did the entire information architecture reboot on the site to better align with Zscaler's products and solutions. So please look out for announcements, look out for information through email if you're a customer or a partner. Please make sure that you follow the instructions, because this is for you. It is, what I hate using the word phenomenal over and over again, but it is a phenomenal resource for you to help you resolve your issues. So that is coming up.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, the new platform upgrade is, or new platform transition is going to be a game changer for the community.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's just the foundational piece, really. I know I'm super excited about our roadmap on how we're going to take this community forward in leaps and bounds. Again, like I said, no spoilers here, but I am very, very excited to have this solid foundational piece in place for our roadmap, Ben.
Yeah,
It's going to be awesome.
Can't wait. What else you got?
Oh, I do have. Okay, so we do have. It's can't speak today. We have the #1 cloud security event of the year, brought to you by Zscaler. It's called Zenith Live. It's going to be in Vegas and in Berlin this year.
Yep.
And
we talked about that with Manuel.
Absolutely. And, we have it the second week of June in Vegas for the week. And then I think during the fourth week of June in Berlin. Now, we want our community members to know about what's going on at this event. So if you haven't already registered, make sure that you check out the promotional segments on the community. We have our SMEs, we have our breakout session leaders, people actually speaking about what to expect at this industry leading event. And if you go to our Zenith community, which is community@zscaler.com, and go into the events section, you will find videos, amazing videos, short videos, wherein you'll be able to get a lot of information on what to expect if you register, when you register. I'm going to be positive here, when you register for Zenith Community, and of course for Zenith Live 23, right? Fantastic.
We'll also have the link for the registration as well as the event page on the Zenith Community, but we'll also have the link for the registration directly in the description of the podcast.
Do you need me to point down for?
No, because this is a podcast, we can't actually see your hand, Anitha.
Alrighty, so
we'll be able to see it on the video later, but not the podcast.
Like, I'm pointing.
I tricked you.
You did. So just a couple more things, right?
Yeah.
We do have. I know, Ben, you have a couple cool new video stingers coming. No spoilers, but what do you want to tell our audience about them, Ben?
Well, I can say that we just published the Saving Money with Zscaler, the Zenith community discussion with Jacob Serpa. It's already got, a lot of good reviews and likes and views. So be sure to check that out. We did launch, of course, the What is ZDX, which is a segment from our last podcast as well. That one is doing fantastic. And, we have a few other stinger videos that we're coming out with as well. Some regarding ZTNA, DNS. So all these things are coming out here in rapid succession. So be sure, if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button. But then also, of course, if you don't want to do that, community.zscaler.com. Make sure that you also subscribe to notifications on there, because we'll be posting those on our community platform. And therefore you can also have conversations. So that's the coolest part.
No, that's super awesome. By the way, if you attend, the audience, if you attend Zenith Live, make sure you come by the community booth. It's always a massive, massive presence at Zenith Live. And we have a very, very visually appealing setup. We have amazing swag. I mean, who doesn't want fantastic t-shirts like the one, Ben and I are wearing? Are you an influencer, an engager, or an advocate? And yes, we're going to be introducing a new persona. And so no spoilers. Again, it's just a tease. But at the same time, here's what I want to talk about. Just one more thing, Ben, is I don't know if folks have checked out our community leader spotlight on the community, because we have our VP of enablement, Pramit Chabra, speaking about obviously about himself and his journey in cybersecurity, and more importantly, he speaks about our newest certification, which is going to take certifications in the security world by storm. We have Zscaler for users, which we have recently highlighted um, and promoted. And so on the community leader spotlight, Pramit speaks about what the certification is about, what it means for you, and why should you be certified in Zscaler for users. What's more is when you attend Zenith Live, if you come by the community booth, Pramit will be there in person, both in Vegas and in Berlin, to talk to you about the certification within the community booth. So make sure you check it out. I look forward to seeing all of you at Zenith Live. Please come say hello. We do have some swag in Berlin. We have some delicious coffee and some, I'm going to say donuts to save myself the embarrassment of using the native. No, I'm going to say that's Berliner Pfannkuchen. I don't know.
Okay,
Probably
close enough. Close enough. You're braver than I am. You're braver than I am. I wouldn't even attempted it. So,
but that's it from me, Ben. For
awesome.
the
Well,
highlights.
all right, cool. Well, thank you so much, Vanitha, for the community update, and that wraps up the podcast. So we've heard from Isabel, we've heard from Manuel. We had a community update. We even did some fun IT news. We talked about some of the things that were happening, and Manuel was really nice and gracious and spending his time with us, and adding some color commentary. So be sure to check us out next month on the podcast, and that's going to be 100% about Zenith Live. What's going on, what happened, sharing stories, sharing pictures on the video, and it's going to be a lot of fun next month's podcast. So be sure to check us out then. And as always, I look forward to seeing you, yes, you, in the community. Cheers.
Stay safe, stay secure.
What?
Stay safe, stay secure.
Okay, that's a good, we can use that tagline too. That just kind of got just thrown at me last minute. I don't like that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right,
Bye.
thanks, everybody. Bye.